Ladies and gentlemen, federal employees, welcome to this episode where we are going to conquer one of the biggest, most well spread pieces of misinformation that I've ever seen within the federal government. We're going to conquer that today. If you are new here, welcome. Great to have you. My name is Dallin Hawes. I'm a financial planner who serves you as federal employees to help you get the most out of your retirement and to retire comfortable and confident. Let's dive right in. Today is based on a question submitted by someone watching probably today. And this is what they asked. They said, hey, hi, Dallin. I'm a mailman and I listen to your podcast on my route. Hey, thanks for listening. Great to have you as a listener. They continue on. They say, my coworker told me that the TSP is exempt from the $6,000 maximum Roth contribution limit per year. Is this true? And do we still get the 5% match if we contribute all to the Roth instead of the traditional TSP? So these are two very good questions that he has kind of in his question. We're going to dive and start with the first one. So the first thing we have to understand here, this is what he asked. He says, hey, I've heard there's a $6,000 Roth contribution limit, but I also heard the TSP is exempt from that limit. How does this work? Now, let's make one clarification here. Whenever we start talking about the Roth TSP, in my experience, a lot of people start getting that confused with a Roth IRA and a Roth IRA, okay? We have to make sure in our minds we understand that the TSP is its own account, which has a traditional TSP and a Roth TSP side. And then an IRA is, again, a separate type of account, which has a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA side. And these are two different accounts with two different rules, okay? So basically what he's asking about is because it often gets confusing and we kind of merge the rules together. On the IRA side, the yearly contribution limit used to be about $6,000. And so that is what he is confused about. On the TSP side, the limit is much, much higher. You can put in 2023, it's $22,500. If you are under 50, if you're over 50, it is $30,000 you can put into the TSP every single year. Now, people ask, okay, what about the Roth TSP? What's the limit for that? Well, the limit, the $22,500 and the $30,000 that I just mentioned, is shared. It's a shared limit between the Roth TSP and the traditional TSP. So let's do an example. Let's say you are over 50, so the max you can put in for 2023, let's say is $30,000, okay? So if you decided to put $15,000 into the Roth TSP, the maximum you could put into the traditional is $15,000. The total between both of them has to be under $30,000. If you put $30,000 into the Roth, you can't put a dime into the traditional and vice versa. So yes, to answer your question, yes, there's no $6,000 limit for the Roth TSP. It's a $30,000 limit. If you're over 50, it's $22,500 if you're under. So you could put a lot of money into the Roth TSP if you want to. Now, that leads us right to the next question where he basically asks, hey, do I still get that 5% agency match if I decide to put 100% of my TSP contribution into the Roth TSP instead of the traditional? Do I still get that match? And the answer is yes, you still get the match. And again, this is one of the, I hear this so far spread, it's crazy. You will still get the match even if you put 100% of your contributions into the Roth TSP. Where it gets confusing is that your agency matching dollars traditionally always go into the traditional side, okay? So you can't decide up until, well, that's going to change, but up until this point, you've never been able to decide where the agency matching dollars go. It has always gone to the traditional side and you can't decide on that. But even if you put 100% of your contribution to the Roth, you'll still get their matching contribution. Now, like I just alluded to, in the Secure Act 2.0 that passed December 2022, there's changes that make it possible to dictate where those agency matching dollars go. Meaning you can decide, you can tell them, hey, no, I want you to put it into the Roth TSP or traditional. You have that option. Now, that option, at least as of when I'm filming this video, is not actually available yet. It hasn't been implemented yet, but it is technically in the law. So we'll see how and when that happens. I've always been surprised on how things are actually implemented compared to how they are written up in law. So we will see, is the long story short. But as of today, if you, let's say, put 10% of your salary in the Roth TSP, your agency is going to match 5% of that, and they're going to put it into your traditional TSP, no questions asked. So I hope that makes sense. As a summary, again, the TSP has different rules and contributions than an IRA. We don't want to get them mixed up. Right now for 2023, that is $22,500 for under 50 folks, and those over 50, you put up to $30,000 into the TSP, which includes the catch-up contributions. Again, you can and still will get the matching contributions even if you put 100% of your contributions into the Roth TSP. I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions that you want answered yourself, there's a link below to submit those to us, and you might be featured on a future episode. Thank you for spending time with me today. I'll see you guys next time.